Greetings, fellow beings. We're live, and it's a marvelous Monday. That's right. We are enjoying a great and powerful Monday, and a new member. Caradwin has become a Rewards Club member on the channel. Thank you for that. We also got a gifty. That's right, a gifty. I can't get there yet this morning. I haven't talked enough, but I do have a super reward from Ruby Hoove, gifting a Culture Casino membership. Thank you, Ruby Hoove. Much appreciated. Man, last night's show was out of control. Holy cow. Just bonker sauce. But let's say hi to Terry Rose. And Mr. Cat does not like the Muppets. All right, fair enough. We got hello, everybody, from Morgan King, who's amazing. Captain Phantom Nerd, how's it going? Kaladin 910, Karimlon, and Lee Kindler. That's right. Oh, Longest Parsec is here. Hello, Longest Parsec. And the lovely Penny. Good morning. Ms. Pick Cafe is coming to us from the Green Machine, and it looks like she's also on the tube as well. She is going to take a break from modding because she'll be traveling. No worries, dear. I think Rumble will be fine. We got Istaphobos out there. Hope you're doing just fine, my friend. And Mark Fields is bringing us all the Monday positive vibes we could possibly handle. Thank you, Mark. Who else arrived? Well, it looks like Rogue Thinka. Hello, Rogue Thinka. Welcome. Yeah. Razorbird was like, last night was a trip with you in comics. Oh, yeah. Super fun. Had a lot of fun. Let's see. DL Fendel is here. Nice to be here. From the start. I'm glad you're here. Bed was so cozy, but hot tea and a Fig Newton one. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, I haven't had a Fig Newton in forever. Juliet, good afternoon. From across the pond, it is great that you are here. You're always so kind and complimentary. I truly appreciate it. You have no idea how much. That's right. What do we got today? Let's see. SFXF 314 Sabretooth Raptors in the house sent me a nice image of Toxic Man Flu. Looks like SFXF 314 Sabretooth Raptors joining the dark side. Kreshiki is here. Good morning, dear. Thank you for being here. Speaking of being here or there or anywhere, I will be in Florida starting the evening of the 4th, which means I should start being doing things. Great English in the morning culture. So yeah. Yeah, I will start being available to do stuff about 10 o'clock in the morning on the 5th. So there's that. Let's see. We've got... Hemorrhoid Hurts for an Australian $2. You are an insane human being. What am I doing here at 2:45 a.m.? Back to bed for me. Well, thank you for being there, Hemorrhoid Hurts. I truly appreciate your support. That is crazy early, my friend. But you're going to get a heart attached to your comment. Let's see what else is happening. Our good friend Phoenix Knight is here. And our buddy Butterbiscuit. What's up, Butterbiscuit? Thank you for the story yesterday. I'm going to have to do a video on that. I have an incredible story that was gifted to me by Six that I'm going to have to figure out how to make a video of because it is long. But it's going to be well worth it. Speaking of things that are well worth it, Punkwaddle's in the house. Good to see you, my penguin friend. And the lovely Cynthia Carter is here as well. Got one more minute to say hi to folks like the amazing Hoove, which I hope you are feeling better, sir. I hope you all are feeling better. Nobody should be sick. Stop being sick. Stop it. All right, what else is happening? D-Bud Martin is here with his wrench. That's right. You should hammer the like button, though. True story, and thank you, D-Bud. Appreciate you. Andy Masterson, good morning. Good morning to you, Andy. Good morning. We are show go time. Go show time. Speaking of go and shogi, we're off. Darth Gutierrez. Happy Monday. There it is. Monday morning, folks, indeed. JPRPH1, good morning. Good morning, JPRPH1. And once again, thank you, Caradwin, for becoming a member. By the way, movie night is tomorrow night. You will not want to miss this one. We're watching Naked Gun. Join us. You can watch too. Randall Orser. Hello, Canadian. How you doing, my friend? Hope things are good. Final Monkey. And Liberty All's cat gifts a Culture Casino membership. Gifty! There's my voice. And we are off. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whatever you're watching. Thanks for checking out the 6-Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to do it in 17, 18 stories and all, somewhere in there. But I'm going to say this. You always get a couple of different headlines from the trades when it's been a weekend and they have to, well, say something nice about a project they hate, and especially about somebody they hate. And let me tell you, they hate a lot of people in Hollywood, but one person they can't hate is Hoove, who gifted a Culture Casino membership, a gifty, in the middle of the show. Thank you, my friend. Anyway, Mel Gibson's Flight Risk led a very quiet weekend with a $12 million opening. The film didn't cost a whole lot. It didn't open in the most amount of theaters, but it did rather well. And Mark Wahlberg is bald. I think was rather odd. But that's what they said over at Hollywood Reporter, but it gets worse here when they say Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg Flight Risk flies to #1 with $12 million in yet another glacial weekend. The insinuation there is, of course, there wasn't a lot of action, and this thing wouldn't have been a first-place film regardless, but hey, at least they had fun making it. And it is reminiscent of a film. Remember, history doesn't necessarily repeat, it rhymes. I'm reminded on this one of a film called Air America. I'm not sure why. Oh, and by the way, what is this? This is Superman, kids. This is not a PS2 game. This is not a PS2 game. This is not a PS2 game. Look at that face. And his eyes are all like... And the face is all like, I mean, there is no way this entire shot is not CGI. Fan art looks better than this by miles. Like the thumbnail I was going to use was a beautiful fan art image of Superman flying. That would have been good. This is hot garbage. This is probably one of the worst things you could present. What is that? That was 30 seconds I used to show you that footage. We're going to be talking about this on Midnight's Edge in the morning, that's for sure. We're also maybe going to talk, I probably won't talk about Spotify. I'll talk about Spotify. They finally struck a deal with UMG, which will, well, put all that music back that was disappeared, vanished, that was gone. And I think that's a win for people who pay for Spotify. I stopped paying for Spotify. I stopped paying for almost all of my streaming phone services. I don't need those. Decent chance I have all the music I want to listen to digitally, so I don't know what the point is. But I do know that the point of local television stations is to make money for their local community and provide information in their local community. So Allen Media Group learns a valuable lesson, according to Variety. I don't think he learned anything. I don't think he cares. He doesn't really care about your local weather, which is why it's all gone. This guy is a programmer. He owns a bunch of different outlets. That's it. He doesn't care what's there as long as it doesn't cost him too much money. And this is the guy that wanted to buy bigger things that he could possibly afford, like, well, Paramount. That would have been a disaster. Dr. Phil's embedded with ICE right now for immigration operation in Chicago. And if you watch, there's been a lot of activity in places like Colorado, Denver specifically, and stuff like that. And according to news reports, 75%, no, that's not it. Wrong numbers. Let's try that again. 75,000 of the 300,000 missing children have been found. Amazing. Amazing neat. Looks like Lori Harvey is going to be the first lady back on the cover of Playboy in 5 years since they went dark. Quite interesting, to be fair. I don't know. The Gentleman's Magazine is back in print. I'm not sure how many people will enjoy it. Evan Rachel Wood took a big L. The federal government and no one else is going to even bother to charge Marilyn Manson, which is a whole lot of he said, she said that eventually went nowhere. And I will never believe this lady. She's unlikable. She is the Amber Heard of her own time period. Alien Earth looks amazing. If you haven't seen some of the new graphics, I am so stoked. And there is a flying xenomorph now. Yikes sauce. New bid for TikTok from Perplexity AIs. Possibly give the federal government a 50% ownership. Interesting. We've got U.S. home sales collapsed. 2024 hit the lowest level in nearly 30 years, the last year of Biden, and the great acquisition by Blackstone. Boy, do we need some regulation there. Trump leans into his pledge to eliminate taxes on tips, amongst others, and so no tax on tips. That's gonna be something that'll happen. Maybe no taxes at all. That was an interesting proposition. Also, Colombia said, oopsie. They threatened. They turned back 2 planes with illegals on it, and they got a tariff, an immediate 25% escalating tariff. Immediately, 59 minutes later, we had a completely opposite scenario. In fact, it was shorter than that. It took less than an hour for them to retract and invite more of their illegal citizens back onto their land. EU rejects the election of Belarus and threatens new sanctions. Isn't it strange that the EU can control elections as a whole of other countries? That seems like shouldn't be allowed. We have more stories, so we're definitely having bonus time. Health groups want no part of RFK Jr., so it's going to be interesting for him. And they're terrified that they're going to lose control and money. Well, they will. The first thing we have to do is roll back Obamacare, which destroyed the healthcare system and insurance companies, and it elevated your costs substantially. So time to change. And speaking of time to change, we got a couple more stories to get to, including a bear story. But I'm going to tell you right now, there's no pulled punches. The federal government is seriously off and running. And as people realize that their jobs are going to require their presence, they're bailing out. So we're seeing a lot of people who decided that the time to move away from Washington was when Washington didn't care if they showed up. Not to mention the fact that, there are better places to live, cheaper places to live, safer places to live. And maybe they went there. You're also going to start to see entire departments relocated because they'll be more effective if they have employees that are engaged in doing their work. So we'll have to see what happens. On top of the fact that maybe Department of Education disappears as well. But anyway, with all that being said, let's lean into the story that actually talks a little bit about some of these promises that are being engaged in. For example, that's the wrong background. Let's see if we can fix that. That is from last week. Goodness. Let's try again. There we go. Let's go to here. Boom. Trump's leaning in on targeting Russian oil revenue as he tries to fulfill pledge to end Ukraine war. I think he's going to do that. If you take a look at the fact that one of the few major marketable commodities that Russia has is oil or any type of energy. If he leans into this, it will essentially create an open opportunity for negotiation. Let's say it kindly like that. And we got 2 more stories. Here's one of them. People are hawking their TikTok-loaded phones for thousands on eBay. That's right. So when the dreaded downtime for TikTok was on its way, apparently people were loading their phones up or empty phones up and selling them. Some of these phones got really expensive, like up to, I think, $50,000. Yeah, it already had TikTok and most of the other ByteDance products like Lemonade, CapCut, et cetera, et cetera. So that was all being done for as much as $50,000 or as little as $340. A lot of people loaded these things up. This was a good idea for people who wanted to capitalize on it. But I'm pretty sure now they're just stuck with a phone that doesn't have anything else on it, which is crazy. And finally, let's take a look at the bear. That's right. I was going to show you the joke that my friend LW Ghost sent me, but I can't. Maybe I'll find a way to show that to you on a weekend. But CPW relocates a bear that was hanging around a Colorado town. And because of food availability, no reason to go to sleep. So according to CPW, officers waited for the bear to come down from a tree before darting it and placed a cover over its eyes to keep it calm in case it woke up early. The officers were then able to place the bear in a good habitat, hoping that the colder weather and lack of food would spur the bear to go into torpor, or hibernate is the other way to say that. Anyway, so there's the bear that was in the tree. Let's see if we can watch this video. There he is up in the tree, right up there. And they waited for it to come down and then collected him. That's a pretty bear, though. Anyway, remember, despite their cuddly looks, they are not. So do not go hug a bear. And that's it for today's stories, but I want to talk more Superman. That was ridiculous. I have never seen a greater downgrade. And I'm going to tell you right now, the teaser didn't, excite me. The trailer didn't excite me. This new TV spot really didn't excite me. It looked like, hey, we're gonna PS2 up this particular film. And here's the bigger problem. And I said this on a tweet yesterday. There are too many other creatures in this film. Too many. It is to the detriment of this Superman movie that it's going to be a team up movie. That's the sense of it that I have right now with all the different characters in it. It's not a Superman movie, and that's the problem. Gunn cannot get away from a Guardians of Galaxy formula. If you look at anything he's producing right now, Creature Commandos, we go down the list. Supergirl has a cornucopia of other beings in it. Why? And I'm going to tell you right now, I have zero interest in this version of Supergirl. And it's not because of the what's her name? Millie Alcock, whatever her name is. It has nothing to do with her. I mean, she's perfectly fine. As an actress, she's fine. What she isn't is Supergirl. And she's certainly not, it doesn't look like she's bothering to go blonde. So this is going to be like dirty blonde Supergirl. I don't see Superman making a DC recovery for DC. I think this is the wrong foot to get started on. I think you needed a solo Superman film. I do not know why everybody is afraid of the Boy Scout, but they are. Probably because their directives are to tear down white males, which is why game studios are collapsing right now. If you didn't get a chance today to watch the video that I have, I put it in the chat. Let's see if I can do that again. Yeah. So I'm going to post today's video in the chat once more. And I'm just going to tell you that when you've artificially changed the structure of how games are made, you're going to not make the same games. You're going to make things, if you're not listening to gamers, you're going to make things gamers are not interested in. They won't buy it. If you're trying to lecture to gamers, they aren't going to buy it. And this is only going to increase this year. I care about video games. It's one of the best forms of escape you can have. It's an interactive escape, right? It always has been, whether it be a text game or something different, whether you're playing Oregon Trail or something else, right? As games got better, gamers loved it. They got involved. A lot of developers are hardcore gamers, or they used to be. The biggest lies told in the past, well, the recent past, I will say, are that girls are into comic books. Yes, there are some girls that are interested in comics, right? In fact, you used to be excited if you saw a girl in a comic store because that wasn't happening very much. It's the same thing with games. Be like, oh, girls are getting into video games. No, not really. I'm just saying. There may be girls that are interested in video games. I know a few of them, but it's a very small part of the gaming population, very small. They overrepresent it because they brought in mobile games with silly things like Candy Crush or whatever else. Okay, maybe we should divide gaming into two categories. Phone games, right? Little crystal matching games or whatever, and then actual gaming. Or interactive gaming. I can't not say real gaming, but that's kind of what the landscape is. And so nobody would care if you like fortified the sparkly games, with the women who are generally interested in making those games. Here's the problem though. You want people that are qualified, that have merit, or have worked their way into position to be in a gaming company. You do not want to hire people, especially activists, into your company to change gaming. It's the same thing as inviting Alyssa Heinerscheid into your company to change Bud Light marketing. I've been watching a lot of videos about why these things are being done, how they're being done. And the amazing thing is they're all tied to again, these neo-Marxist behaviors to change your actions. People like Larry Fink and such, who actually gets quite a mention in the video that I made today. But we've got to get back to a merit-based culture. I could not agree more with what MAGA is doing right now, trying to get everything sorted out the right way. Let's just say it that way. So I want to say thank you. Putin's cow culture laying down the law, what is and is not a game. No, first of all, that's full of humor, as you know. But it's just, it's just a culture, right? And the problem is that when you try to disrupt a culture, you cause a lot of problems. And it doesn't represent the demographics that make up the fans of said culture. It's true, but let's get your commentary in here, because a lot of you have been commenting for a while, and I've been on a rampage, which was a great arcade game. Get out of Sharpie. That's right. Get out of Sharpie. One of the things that I did in college, one of the many jobs, including owning my company, was working inside a game studio. And someday I'll be able to tell that story. I did a lot of things while I was going to college. There were times I was maintaining my company, and before I sold it, maintaining my landscaping company, and then doing two other things as well. Because in the morning I'd be doing the landscaping stuff primarily. And in the middle of the day, I would go to a couple classes, three classes. And then in the afternoon, late afternoon or early evening, I'd be doing another job. And during the summer off time, was doing 3 jobs. So, but I overdid it even back then. A lot of people say I overdo it now when I do all the videos and live streams that I do, but it's just the way I am. I am not. I wish I was a game developer. That'd be amazing, right? Yeah. It wouldn't be that hard, though. Lots of classes on how to do it, to be fair. No. Actually, inside a studio. So someday I'll talk about that, too. I wasn't a programmer, but I did start, as I've said before, I started programming computers at around 4th or 5th grade. I was learning BASIC and eventually ProDOS and a whole lot of other things. I learned how to program both for PC and for Mac. So I wrote a horse. Racing program in ProDOS way back when, based on trip handicapping. But that's an entirely other thing. And I was, I don't know, early teens when I was doing that. Anyway. Yeah. Nope. I've seen, again, once I explain, you'll understand what I was doing back then. Caveat Ty says the studio I'm partnering up with is looking in making a video game. Maybe me writing. That'd be great. If you ever need voices, let me know. Anyway, what was I doing? So regardless, video I dropped today might be worth your while. Actually, I know it's worth your while. It's a little longer, about 16 minutes, but it's fun. It was a good one. Based on a lot of data. We've got our friend Nick the Greek in the house. Hello and good morning. Hello, Nick. How's it going, my friend? Carlos Alfredo Lopez is gaming being infected by DEI will take a lot of purging to be cleansed. That's very true. It's very, very true. Oh, what else is happening? Let's see. You need coffee. That's true. Right here. I love it. But no, I mean, if you looked at that Superman thing, you'd think PS2 graphics, which is how we got started here. But I don't know. I mean, did you guys like the new look, Superman? Did you like the TV spot? Have you seen it? There are lots of spots in there that were quote unquote new that didn't look great. I'm not really comfortable with some of it. And I think this is the reason why. Tom King. Yeah. This is an amalgam of stories that we're getting out of the Superman, just like we're getting an amalgam of stories out of Supergirl. And the minute that you let Tom King in on something, it's compromised. This Corn Sweat dude, he's the male feminist version of Superman. And thank you for the $2 super chat, Mark. I appreciate it. Mark Fields with $2 in Culture Clams. Hey, Matt G promotes the memberships. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Totally well worth it. We have a membership goal here. Always on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we try to get somewhere between 20 and 50 memberships. We're well on our way. I want to say thank you to those who have signed up your own self. And as I said before, tomorrow, the movie watch party tomorrow night is Naked Gun. It's going to be great. Me and comics together talking about it. Caveat ties, I can do whatever you want, to be fair. Mark Daly says what everybody's thinking, or most people are thinking: poor CGI, poor imitation of Cavill as Superman, poor adaptation of the costume, poor choice of script. Everything about this is poor, right down to the choice of GL. I guess we're going to see what's happening. But at least it'll give us an idea of what to expect in the future DC. The only good thing coming out of here is that they have a script ahead of time before they shoot it, unlike Marvel. So, Mr. Cat, you're not going to watch Superman? That's okay. I'll see a movie so you don't have to. Leslie Nielsen is a treasure. That's right. So if you are a rewards level member, a gold member, a high roller, everybody that's a member is going to be in on this one. So just wanted to add a little more value to the tiers. So hopefully you guys get a chance to jump in on that. I will drop all the information later this afternoon or early tomorrow morning. So it'll be good. Still working behind the scenes to try to, I could not get my game to display on Discord. I was playing around with Discord yesterday. That didn't work out well. So, yeah. Randall Orser has a gold member. Thanks for sharing. Tim Hayes. What's up, Timmy? Good to see you. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot going on. I kind of feel like people are kind of not paying attention to everything that's going on here in the States politically. I've been, hey, what's up, Running with Scissors? I've been watching a lot of different news sources from the UK. And I, if I were looking at just purely all the news that they're disseminating, I would think that Starmer has like a 5% approval rating or something, just like abysmally low. And maybe it's even lower. Hey, Dakota, good to see you. Larry Wells, what's up? Deliato's in the house. But I think the UK has got a pretty solid understanding of what Trump's trying to do. The phone call between Trump and Starmer, the Downing Street is trying to tell you that was a 45-minute phone call. If you include the hold time, probably. I can't imagine they said very much to each other, and I can't imagine any of it was super positive. We'll have to find out. Oh, I don't actually have a Discord channel. I just have a Discord so I can play games and communicate like with the people I'm going to do games with. I thought about a public Discord. I had one. Let me look into that again, Tom. I'll get back with you. It takes a lot to manage. I don't have time to manage it. It's just Discord takes a lot. I would need moderators there full time, basically people that would live there, to kind of keep it under control. Theliato says it's going to be way better than Fantastic Four. Fan Four Stick 2. Yeah. Oh, wow. I like that. That's a better description. Thank you, Theliato. Fan Four Stick 2. People harm on James Gunn, which isn't unwarranted, but Disney Marvel has none of the chops needed to make Fantastic Four good. No, they don't. I'm with you. I'm going to tell you right now, this new Brave New World thing, again, too on the nose, with not Captain America, or I guess Falcon with Cap Shield or whatever you want to say, is not what the fans want. I'm going to tell you that the lies told around this the last few days are ridiculous, from Deadline and Variety and Hollywood Reporter, trying to pretend this has a $180 million budget. And that may have been what their targeted budget was, but the spending on this film is way, way beyond. In fact, it's probably twice what the quote unquote budget, but the production budget was at the beginning for this film. They shot the whole film twice and then went back to do ginormous amounts of reshoots multiple times, including right around the end of December. I'm just going to tell you, this is anything that the trades are saying is a lie. This will be a mess up. It's going to be bad. And then, okay, so you get Brave New World out of the way. A month later or 5 weeks later, you're going to get Snow. That everybody hates the actress, and that thing looks terrible. Yeah, Falcon America says California Kev Man. Well, maybe so, California Kev Man. Yeah, but it's incredibly frustrating, because after that, you're going to get another mid-level Marvel. I got to tell you right now, it looks the superhero costumes that look like they took a dump in their pants is not just unflattering, but it doesn't represent anything anybody's interested in or finds super exciting. So Thunderdolts without Thaddeus will be a problem. I can't imagine that under 5 minutes of Red Hulk, in Brave New World, he obviously is not going to translate into Thunderdolts. Thunderdolts is going to flop terribly. And what's next? The venture into Doomsday. I think the Russo brothers are great. I think they put together one of the best series of films at the end of a franchise that you could possibly do. But honestly, that was the end of the franchise. It should have had a complete and full reboot, or they should have continued on with the character. But this is going to be a catastrophe, because when we get to the first steps of Fantastic Four Stick or whatever it is, it's over. Marvel's done. You had a great run, and then you started wasting billions of dollars. Again, that's Disney. Disney will run anything into the ground, at least under Iger's leadership, and they have. So, a lot of you have been saying some great stuff in the chat that I haven't been able to highlight, so I feel bad. Leslie Tarkin, I do not know what the marketing budget is. I'm going to be finding that out, though. I can tell you right now that if you look at the normal way that you look at a film, you take what the production cost is, and a percentage of that's going to be what the marketing budget is. And at the end of the day, if you take how much money they spent on the film Just look purely on what they spent on it. So in this case, $375 million. You take that 375 and multiply it times 2.8, and that's the minimum number to get to break even on a film project. And that takes into account the theater cut. It takes into account the marketing. It takes into account everything, for the most part, even the difference between the international take versus domestic take. So that's one of the best ways to calculate it. It used to be 2.5. Now it's 2.8. It might even be higher, 2.3%. Michael Krinsky's in the house. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for being here. Yeah. Captain Dump Shorts. I'm sorry. Just this is the same problem they're having in DC too, is the costumes are god awful. The only one that looked good was Crypto. That's all CGI as a joke. Let's see. Oh yeah, Captain Falcon and Parrot. That poor guy. It's like, hey, I'm going to be in a Marvel movie. This is not the one you want to be in, bro. Let's see. Spaceship Vampire. It's so sad and stupid. They never should have killed off Tony or Natasha. They never should have turned Cap into an old man or Falcon, or made Falcon his replacement. They never should have brought in. Oh goodness, my friend. Yeah, you have a lot to say, and you are not wrong so far. Istafobo says, I have a friend. Oh, Trilla Studios, beautiful. Okay, so if you were to go to a studio in the beautiful, warm part of the country, Trillith is the location you want to go to. Fully owned by the family that owns Chick-fil-A. Trilla Studio is state of the art, with entire walls of the volume. You can literally shoot a whole film in there and make it look like you went all around the world. The problem is it would still look flat. That's one of the biggest problems with the volume. It's so flat. It's hard to get depth out of, but that's a different conversation and can be fixed a little bit with some set dressing. But anyway, and she's slyly indicating that the budget is ballooned over $500 million. Istaphobos, let me tell you this. I am not surprised, because the last I was told from somebody that I believe most of the time was it was over 425. So slipping over 500 million wouldn't surprise me. And if that's the case, it'll never make a profit. Can't. Because this film is not going to bunch up over, well, let's say $1.5 billion. I don't think it has no prayer. Most people are projecting $750 to $850 million on the side of being reasonable, which still means, it's woefully shy of being profitable. If it doesn't make 1.2 and a half, 1.3 billion, you can't believe that. Yeah, Florence Pugh does look a little older, let's say. And she's got the saggiest pants of all. I'm sorry. Natasha would never wear pants like that. Good friend Caveat says, check out Brave Noir World. Wow, that was elocution safari on my part. Yeah, Thunderbolts is more like Dark Avengers. And the name Dark Avengers draws more than Thunderbolts. Forget good stories. These idiots at Disney can't even bait and switch marketing right anymore. I know. And some of the people that I know that are in marketing have not been high on Marvel for a long time. So, in fact, sometimes one of those people is here out in the audience. DC at least has animation. That's true. One of the last few good things that they have. Marvel's animation kind of compromised itself in a lot of ways. Some of the inside stuff that I've been hearing about the Marvel cartoon that just dropped, the extension of the 97 stuff. The X-Men. Some of the inside stuff is not good. I think Mahler had the best idea. That wouldn't surprise me. They should release all 4 versions of Captain America in theaters, but you don't know which version you're going to see. Oh, you mean like Clue back in the 80s? Yeah, you didn't know what ending you were going to get. Yeah, Mr. Terrific is okay. And I think that's probably one of the best representations of a character that is going to be in this film, to be fair. You know, California Kev, man, I have to tell you, I think that's in the right wheelhouse. I think so, my friend. I do feel like you got to shelve some of these things for a little while, you know, and then dust them back off to bring them out. Man, I love coffee. But you're well past that. I mean, they've stunk it up too much, you know. I would like to see them more focused on serial style films. If they have to go back to Westerns, so be it. But one of the biggest missed opportunities for Disney is Zorro. Yes, I know there are 2 Zorro projects that supposedly are done now, or at least one of them is done. But I mean, we're 5-8 years beyond when that should have been done. I mean, the box office on the Antonio Banderas Zorro was pretty good. So good they made a second one. Very strange. Punk Waddle's like, wait, you want to play Russian roulette with Captain America? Seems like it might be the most provable risky influence or Rusky influence yet. That'd be funny, right? Snakes says, I took Endgame at its word and stopped there. Great conclusion to a grand epic. There you go. But they kept going. The lovely Pam Empson is here. Good morning. Good morning. Who else is out there? Fresh Snow drops some knowledge. In his prime, Harrison Ford commanded 15 to 20 million per picture. I doubt he's getting paid enough to buy a new plane to crash for Cap 4. Well, I don't know. All I know is Red Hulk you're going to be unsatisfied. Less than 5 minutes of Red Hulk and 3 minutes of, $3 million per minute. It's actually probably more than that. Again, I calculated like it was closer to 3.1 to 3.2 million per minute for this film, which clocks in at just under 2 hours, 1 hour and 58 minutes. If you remove the 7 minutes front and back of credits, that's kind of tidy. I don't know. Are we sure that Superman clip wasn't made on a PS2? Well, I mean, we can watch it again if you want. We can watch it with sound, but it's just a repeating of that. I was underwhelmed by the music or soundtrack in the background. I hope that's not the soundtrack, because that is super duper bad. Yeah, let's look at it again. Why not? All right, here we go. Rubber face. My face is tired. I'm BioWare Andromeda, the return. Look, Ma, my eyes are all over the place. Rubberman. The question is that supposed to make him sound faster? Is that supposed to make him look faster? Look at the creases in his forehead. My goodness. I have less wrinkles than that. What is happening right now? I don't know. I'm thinking that was all CGI. I could be wrong, and that'd be okay. Zorro, Joaquin Murrieta from my hometown. Yeah. Luis Messina, I think there's two of these projects. I haven't seen either. Have you guys? Didn't one of them have Pena in it? Michael Pena? But I love Zorro. One of my favorite Zorro adaptations was Zorro the Gay Blade with George Hamilton. So good. Oh, Carly! Okay, you guys have to go watch that. It's so good. Oh, loved it. There's probably only a few people here. I mean, LW Ghost and others like maybe Dale Fendel. Some of you are in my age bracket that'll remember that movie. Putin's Cat says, I can make that on Kalina. I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the digital film stuff that we can do now with AI is crazy good. Kling. Kmart Cavill. Oh, boy. Yeah. And this is true, Spaceship Vampire. It is all on gun. This is all on gun. This has to be a knock it out of the park. This has to be a grand slam. Home run. I know we're going to talk more about it on Midnight's Edge in the morning, and I'm interested in Tom's opinion after him saying something complimentary on tweet, because I'm not sure how you get good out of this. The best use of CGI is still crypto. Mark Fields remembers it. Sweet. Without Zorro, there is no Batman. That's true. I love it. You guys are on top of stuff. California Kevman says, if someone wants to mine old properties, Zorro, Lone Ranger, Phantom, Mandrake, Flash, Gordon. Actually, they're working on one of those. Johnny Quest, one of my favorite. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff. I grew up with some of the greatest properties. They need to steal away the Edgar Rice Burroughs properties of the Martian Chronicles, because that should have been a blockbuster and series. We've got our friend SFXF314 Sabertooth Raptor for 5. Culture Casino Clam saying, at this rate, Culture Casino may be better Superman. His super beard. Oh, thank you. His super beard will sweep away bad guys in a single bound. Superheroes are on their way out. I just think that we need newer things. And that's very complimentary, my friend. Thank you so much. And thank you for the 5 clams. Yeah, it's just, I kind of feel like this is wild. Like we are in the doldrums of Hollywood when you can only pull in, like, your number one film is $12 million at the box office. So again, I gave the trades a little hard time for the way that they title things, but it's true. The box office has been glacial. Anytime you have 30 some properties on screens around the country here domestically, and you can't cross $100 million, things are bad. I still think you need to do, and we haven't yet done, and I think if I were a director or if I had a studio right now, I think I would make I think I would make Doc Savage. If you want to go back to old properties, California Kevman, Doc Savage would be perfect. You know. Is Godzillionaire in the chat? Hey, what's up, Godzillionaire? And of course, Double Back Again's out there. And thanks for saying hi. I didn't. Yeah. George Hamilton. That's right. Hamilton George. Max in the house. Max, a great follow on Twitter. I love the fact that he links me in on some of the stuff that Mac finds. 180 million, maybe what Disney spent on the 4th version alone. Oh, my friend, you and I have, we got to compare notes on this someday, because I'm telling you right now, what I was told, oh no, it's over 425. I was like, what? That's why the lies being told by the trades are just so outrageous. Everybody knows they're lying. You cannot shoot a film like this in full twice and then go back and shoot, essentially half the film another time, and then a decent 20-minute segment or 20. It's like 20 minutes of fill-in basically on the other. And then coming back another time, they literally have replaced characters in this film. Dude, Brave New World is just bad. Sorry. George Morales, what's up? Says that's the one with his twin brother. Yes, the gold glitter Zorro. Yes. Yes. This is so good. Oh, so good. Man, I love that Zorro film is so great. Zorro, the gay blade. Oh, so fun. Oh, Johnny Quest could be great, would be great with the right direction. Okay, so if you want to give somebody that, you give it to Jon Favreau or somebody that has a proven track record. Right. There are people that, like you said, Doc Savage would be perfect, right? Especially for some kind of a military mind, that kind of a filmmaker, right? Because, that's something to sink your teeth into. The adventures are all over the place, everywhere. Man, Johnny Quest would be great. I keep thinking about that. Yeah, John Carter of Mars, exactly. Lord Dracula. Yeah. I think you start at the beginning of those series of books and you just keep shooting. So that way you can stick, your continuity is stick. You write a contract, you're going to do all these books. We're going to do all these adaptations. We're going to give you the Red Man of Mars, Princess of Mars, which is Deja Thoris. You're going to get them all. Thuvia, Maid of Mars, and that's MAID. But no, I think you do the whole thing. I think you could even start with him actually in the military service at the time he was in Arizona, and how he finds his way riding away from the Indians that were chasing him. American Indians, folks. And he finds himself in a cave looking eye to eye with the predator. And then the moon catches his eye, or excuse me, it's not the moon. It was Barzoom, which is Mars. And he's magically transported and teleported there. Fantastic stuff. I'm telling you right now, you could do the intro to that film would be ridiculous. And I don't care how short the books are. Literally you could read that in a day, right? Any of those books are like 1 day consumption, but Chessmen of Mars. The fantastical stuff of these airships and things. You get a global audience because, there's a lot of things in there that are imaginative that are from all around the planet. Some of my favorite dirigible kinds of fantasies come out of anime. So, yeah. Anyway. Yeah, D.L. Fendel says if they do a live action Johnny Quest, they have to get Mike Pence as Brace Bannon. I want Doc Savage. Yes, the man of bronze. Indeed. Love at first bite. We're definitely doing that on movie night. But look, for those of you who are Rewards Club, Gold, and or High Roller, you all will be available. Movie night will be available to you. So look for a post either later today or tomorrow morning that shows you how to sign up for the watch party, because you literally will be watching with us. And I think Comics Ian has a way to like shoot him a few bucks or something. It's like buy me a cup of coffee or whatever kind of an app. And that if you want to get on the panel, because I think there's up to like 7 or 8 available slots every week to actually be sitting with us on the channel, watching the film, talking about it. So. Hey, Delaware beer drinkers in the house. Good to see you. I'm having a great day. I hope you all are too. The Shadow would make the Shadow's still one of those. I still think there's so much things that were missed. What evil lurks in the heart of man. Lord Dracula is not a fan at Love at First Bite. So good. How did Tarzan do? Because that was Doc Savage time frame wise, and I think Skarsgård only got one shot at it. Yeah, I think there's a real problem. Tarzan's been made multiple different ways, some very serious and some very silly. I think you could make a really good Tarzan film now. And I mean, you could pull away from the adaptation of the books. But yeah. Let's see. The Witch. The Eggers film. There are a few films called The Witch. I think, is that Eggers? Who is that? Now I'm trying to remember. Oh, yeah, Morgan. Let me scroll down. Sorry, guys. I know I'm a few minutes behind on things. I want to get to this. Morgan. There it is. Yes, I saw the Melty. Oh, I dropped my scissors. Have you seen the X account Assassin's Creed News having a hissy fit? Yeah. Cry more or something like that. Yeah, I saw it. Look, it's never a good look for people to be that reactionary. It tells you have the wrong people in the job. The complete lack of professionalism. But we all work so hard. You got paid. By the time you're done with a game, television show, or a film, you're paid and on to the next thing. Anybody in the industry will tell you that. You know, it's why that person, Corrine Bush, whatever they want to identify as, it's why they're no longer at BioWare. They were let go expediently because they destroyed that game. What game are you talking about, Culture? BioWare's Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Supposed to book sales. The outlook for that game was supposed to be 10 million copies sold, which is still, there's an argument to be made to what's sold mean in the gaming industry. Does that mean units sold to retailers? What does that mean? It's a good conversation to have too. But 1.5 million is what they ended up with. That was what that's was their net bookings, 1.5 million units, well below what they were anticipating. So there's that. But yeah, I did see the hissy fit. It looks terrible. People have been posting like the gameplay. It's like a few people released some gameplay because they got their hands on the game to review it. And of course, the puffery was ridiculous. But observationally, if you're looking at it as, it's objectively bad. It's also objectionable. But showing so first of all, there were no watermelons in Japan in that era. There weren't. Also, watermelons and cherry blossoms aren't in the same season. Something that the Japanese observers pointed out. But I was more pointing out just how terrible the graphics were at times. Some of the attack moves or finishing moves, sure, they're fine, but they're scripted events. You're going to see that same event hundreds of times while you're playing the game. You do the right button actions and such. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was Eggers. Yeah. Regardless. But yeah, and then now there's a new character in there that they revealed. It's a super chunky Japanese lady. By the way, this is the other problem that I have with Ubisoft right now. They literally have a studio, or had, that's gone now as they're crumbling. Did you see the layoffs? That whole studio closed. Anyway, again, one of the things I predicted would be happened way more than I anticipated. The same thing in the video you're going to watch today. If you watch the one that's in the description down below, or in the chat, actually, you're gonna hear me talk about the fact that I think X number of studios are going to fail, and I still think that's low. I think this year we're going to see even more game failures, and we're going to see studios fall apart. We're going to see studios that were falling apart fall apart. But there's a new Chunkus character in there, a female. She doesn't look Japanese. For 1,000 different reasons, not just because it's a very overweight person in an era where that isn't even possible. Is a hot. Yeah, fattest Chumo's wife. There you go. Yeah, spaceship vampire. But it's bonker sauce, right? And I'm looking at the facial structure and the face and the details, and I'm like, why do all these Japanese people, or not all of them, but many facial models seem to be Chinese? There's so much Chinese things in this game. It's ridiculous. Architectural details, all kinds of problems. This is one shot alone. And you know what? Putin's Cat's right. The greatest show this last year, 2024, is Shogun. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. I just lose my mind on this stuff. Forced diversity or any of that other stuff is garbage. Yeah. Well, Mr. Cat, I would say this. First of all, watermelons and Yasuke, cultural issues there. Set those aside. They want to identify with that. But who cares about fruit? Well, if you're telling me you're making the most authentic game ever culturally, and you get those details wrong, what else are you getting wrong? Well, you're stealing art from other people. You're stealing designs, et cetera, et cetera. So I care about, if you're going to tell me this is the most authentic, accurate game ever, that's full of inaccuracies, it's not something to brag about if you're not making it. George Morales says, in my opinion, Golden Age was finished. Oh, there we go. With the third one. I agree. When you could not determine the course of events, they made it all scripted, so you had no choice in what happened. I'm going to tell you right now, the elements of Dragon Age that disappointed me the most were the dialogue. So juvenile. That's the thing, is people who look in the world the way that it's being done in film, cinema, and games at the moment by the ideologues. It's juvenile. It's childish. It's like, this is the way of the world I want it to look. Okay. This is the dialogue I want them to speak. Okay. Gamers aren't going to accept it. You've tonally changed the characters in that game, you know. And then you start inserting the identitarian stuff, and people are just out. Don't do that. Yeah, and here's the comment I highlighted earlier. I couldn't highlight it, but Putin's right. I mean, the best television show this year was a Fox show, Shogun. You know, Iger wants to claim responsibility for it, just like he did with the bear. What an idiot. The SFX F314's on the way out the door. Thanks for being here. Yeah. The only people that were overweight at the time were the noble elite. There was not enough food to eat. But we have to have body positivity woman. I'm like, who is this? She-Hulk. There's She-Hulk in this Assassin's Creed game. Diabetes Creed. There you go, Godzillionaire. Godzillionaire. Yeah, the architecture for sure was a downer, right? And the fact that, I mean, everything they've done here has been either an intentional, like intentionally done, or like just a ridiculous mistake as far as marketing and everything else, like the art design. The Tory Gate thing still irritates the crap out of people. It's not getting better. Perhaps Ubisoft will be burying Shadows discs in the desert below the ET cartridges. I don't know if you can get down to those ET cartridges anymore. I know somebody tried to excavate the area where they were, but that game has such a weird history. This is going to be one of those games that'll go down in history as so divisive that it destroyed a company. Yeah, BioWare, this is true, Theliata, but all these game companies shed those people willingly. The Rocksteady founders are out. What did you end up with? Garbage. Gearbox fell apart. You get garbage. You're going to get more garbage. You got, we're about to find out. Rockstar is going to release sometime this year GTA 6. They're also going to test the price line of $100, and I think that'll be a giant mistake, especially if word of mouth on the game is bad. Again, there was an extensive leak of gameplay, story, etc., etc. And many of us, I think I still have all the video clips from it. If that game stays the way it was in that bit, they're going to have some problems. If the leaked plot details are accurate, they're going to have some problems. And if the biggest rumor out there is true and they leave it in the game, Rockstar will have cooked themselves. You'll still have people that'll play the game It just won't earn the billions and billions that they're hoping for. And it might destroy their online mechanism. People get angry when you screw with their stuff. Right? You scratch somebody's car, you're likely to get your face caved in. I'm just saying. Bingle, bangle, bungle, I'm so happy in the jungle, says she's a sumo wrestler, the first one in the history of the sport. She must be a chef. I don't know. The mom is in the house. What's up, the mom? Good to see you. Ubisoft was already seen as going downhill for a long time. Yeah, well, EA's on its way out too. I know it's weird. I mean, the only thing keeping it afloat, I guess, is Madden and maybe some soccer thing. Although the soccer people were not super happy with that. Oh, there you go. You watch the same. Yeah, I watch all of his shorts. The military guy. Don't touch our boats. Yeah, he's so good. He's funny as heck. But it's true. Don't touch our boats. We like our boats. Sean the Beagle Dad says, let them keep charging $100 a game. They won't. I don't think it's going to be as successful. The problem is your game studios have reached, and I know this isn't that game place, but game studios have reached the end of the line when it comes to this stuff. The support that they need to keep the studio running because of the giant amounts of bloat, locations, all this virtue signaling, box checking, neo-Marxism has led them to the point where they want to charge a customer that's now pissed off more than ever for a game. That's not going to work out. But what does have to work out is me. I got to work my way out of here. I want to say thank you today for keeping the channel rolling, the chat rolling. I want to say bingle, bangle, bungle. I'm so happy in the jungle. Thank you for your member chat, which just happens to be a CC symbol. But we got to get out of here. We got to go over to Midnight's Edge in the morning. If you have the video queued up of mine, you can watch the first half and then return after Midnight's Edge in the morning. Do watch the video, though. Share it around, please. We want to get that one well over 10K views so that I can start to cover broader subjects on my channel. And I would appreciate that help from each and every one of you. If you're watching this on the replay, remember to put in the comments below #ReplayGang and hit the like button. If you haven't done it now live, please do so. And do so on the replay, too. Just make sure you like me. You really, really like me. On that note, I'll just say it this way. Thank you all. Be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. And until next time, see ya. For real.
Are you tired of the same old buffet food at Wang's? Have you had enough dong to last you a lifetime? Well, take just a few more steps past those single-minded restaurants and dive into Sherry's Slam & Clam. Sherry's Slam & Clam Shellfish Bar is truly all you can eat, unlike the 2 shrimp limit that stingy bastard Wang has. In a hurry, let Sherry stuff your box. To go! Be shellfish and take all you want from Sherry's Slam & Clam. Located next to the 3rd Street Bolorama, Sherry's is open 6 days a week. If you are looking to slam clam, get to Sherry's today.